Chief Justice Acting Roxanne George on Tuesday ruled that members of Parliament cannot be elected and non-elected members at the same time, a ruling that has in effect rendered as unlawful the appointment of Sarah Browne and Vikash Ramkissoon as Parliamentary Secretaries by President Irfaan Ali. This means that the appointment of the two MPs will now have to be rescinded, paving the way for their removal from the National Assembly, where they sit as non-voting members following their appointment as Parliamentary Secretaries. They are, in fact, elected members, having been on the list of candidates for the governing People's Progressive Party at the 2020 elections. Justice George said it cannot be accepted that as elected MPs, they have been appointed to the National Assembly as if they were not, and without voting rights. Browne is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Amerindian Affairs Ministry, while Ramkissoon is the Parliamentary Secretary to the Agriculture Ministry. The law makes provision for the President to appoint 4 technocrat members of Parliament and 2 parliamentary secretaries who will not have the same voting rights as elected members who are extracted from a list of candidates. The legal challenge was mounted by Opposition Chief Whip Christopher Jones, a case that Attorney General and Minister of Legal Affairs Anil Nandlall defended. The Chief Justice in her ruling accused Nandlall of approbating and reprobating in his arguments and seeking to abandon a previous judgment of the High Court handed down by the late Justice Ian Chang that then Ministers Winston Felix and Keith Scott cannot hold seats in the National Assembly as technocrat ministers, a ruling that was upheld and confirmed by the Appellate Court. The Chief Justice said that if the state's arguments were to be allowed, as absurd as it sounds, it permits the President to appoint the entire list of over 100 elected persons as MPs in a non-voting capacity. This will be done although there is a limit on how many elected members can take up seats in the House, which is 65. In granting the relief sought by Jones and his attorney, opposition parliamentarian Roysdale Ford, the Speaker of the National Assembly would now have to take steps to prevent Browne and Ramkissoon from sitting in or participating in the business of the National Assembly. Nandlall has already indicated his intention to appeal the ruling. The Attorney General Chambers on Tuesday said physical copies of the Notice of Appeal will be served on the relevant parties by Wednesday. The entire decision is being appealed on the grounds that the Chief Justice misinterpreted and misconstrued the law in arriving at her decision. The Attorney General said the ruling is erroneous. Nandlall had argued that although the two MPs' names appeared on the list, they were appointed and not extracted.